In the sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
On the horn, live from San Antonio, Texas, site of the men's college basketball national championship, the Dog. Good morning, Doggy.
Good morning, gents. Yes, I'm at the Riverwalk, the La Quinta on the Riverwalk. You know what La Quinta means in Spanish, right?
We'll leave the light on for you.
No, it means next to Denny's. The dog ate at Denny's last night, by the way.
Do you get it where the Denny's sign shines through your room at night?
Yeah, I can open it. I'm on the 14th floor. I open up my window. There's the Denny's sign right there. Yeah.
You just yell out, "I'll have a eggs over my hammy."
I had a little country fried steak last night, but it's been fun covering these guys. It's been incredible. I mean, what a run it's been for the Gators. You know, pretty cool on Saturday when they beat Auburn. It was the same day that the legend Billy Donovan was in town, announced as an inductee for the Basketball Hall of Fame. So he was in the building when the Gators beat Auburn. By the way, can the Magic claim Billy Donovan as one of their Hall of Famers now?
But had them all of one day.
Right?
Yeah.
He might be the only Magic coach in the Hall of Fame. No, I think Chuck Daly. Chuck Daly might be in the Hall of Fame. So, yeah. So that was cool. And obviously tonight they play Houston. What a game that's going to be. You want to talk about contrast in styles. Houston has the best defense in the country. I think they're only giving up like 57 points per game. The Gators are averaging 87 points per game. The Gators have one of the top offenses. Obviously, Houston has one of the best defenses, so it should be good. Then you have the young whiz kid coach Todd Golden going up against old grizzled Kelvin Sampson of Houston. So it ought to be a fun game tonight.
How about the UConn women just destroying South Carolina yesterday afternoon?
Wow. That was unbelievable. UConn was a 2 seed for whatever reason, and they beat 3 1 seeds in a row. And, 82-59. They just blow out South Carolina. It was good to see. It was good to see Paige Beckers finally win a national title. She's been one of the great college basketball players of all time. She's going to be the number 1 player picked in the WNBA draft. And UConn, they went a stretch without winning a title, but now they get one now. They've got 12 wins in the Final Four by 20 or more points. All other teams in Division I women's history have 11 combined.
Wow.
So that's how dominant this program has been. So, good for UConn. What else we have in sports?
Can I ask you an honest question? You being the hockey denier / hater that you are, would even you recognize the great record that fell yesterday as Alexander Ovechkin of the Washington Capitals becomes NHL all-time scoring leader?
You know, I've always been a big OV guy.
Yeah,
yeah. I followed OV from the beginning. Yeah, that was unbelievable. That's like that's like Hank Aaron breaking Babe Ruth's record, right?
Same kind of deal, man. It's huge. That's big.
Hey, Bulldog, would you say that you've followed OV since ovulation?
I don't know if it's been that long.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure you acknowledge there. I don't need you to go any more in depth about how you know him since ovulation or anything like that.
No, that was on my list of things to cover. By the way, being the longtime Magic fans that you guys are, the Magic don't play until tomorrow night, by the way. They got the Hawks. But what do you guys think about the Magic forcing Paul Porter, the PA announcer, out? He's done after this season.
I wanted to bring that up a little bit later in the show so we can get some feedback from the listeners on that. That was very unexpected, Bulldog.
It was unexpected, and again, he's 71. The Magic wanted to change, and he didn't want to go out just yet. So I'm interested to see what the listeners say about that.
All right, we'll be getting to that a little bit later this hour. He'll still be calling the PA in-house for the Lightning, though.
I feel bad that he's going, but I'm honored that they put me in the running to replace. So. I might be late sometimes in the morning with late games that I have to cover, Pat.
Hey, it wasn't to be for Cinderella UCF yesterday in Vegas, Bulldog, in the Crown basketball deal.
Yeah, they went down to Nebraska 77-66. I was watching the game. They were ahead I think they maybe had a double-digit lead in the first half, and then Nebraska just went on a 23-3 run midway through the second half, and boom, they won the game. And UCF's the best player in the tournament, Darius Johnson, he scored 42 in the semifinal, and then yesterday 1 of 11 from the floor for just 4 points. So that was, they needed him to show up because Keyshawn Hall, their best player in the Big 12 leading scorer, he didn't play in the tournament because he's already in the transfer portal. So. Yeah.
Hey, your boy Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin has him to thank for Denny's win yesterday at Darlington.
Well, what did Kyle Larson do? I just thought Denny Hamlin had a better pit stop on the last pit.
Kyle wrecked on the fourth lap, was in the garage for the next 160 laps, comes back out on the track, does some laps, to get some points, and ends up wrecking in the same place that he did the first time, causing the late caution that then gave Hamlin the chance to have, the opportunity to win the race when it looked like Ryan Blaney was going to run away with it.
Could I ask you guys a favor, Pat? Please don't say his first name. Just call him Hamlin. Because if you remember, Dog is staying next to a Denny's, and it might trigger him.
Sure, okay. All right.
Do you want F1?
We got to go to the F1 desk, get some insight over the Japanese Grand Prix, which was on very early our time Sunday morning from Suzuka, Japan. Our very own F1 insider, Taco Bob, with the latest.
Suzuka, Japan, little fun fact for you, nothing to do with Suzuki. We have Max Verstappen strapping on another win.
What'd you think about the second and third place on the podium, Taco?
Yeah, Norris and Piastri.
Yeah, McLaren second and third. So, but Max held him off and gets his first win of the season. Orlando City Bulldog.
Orlando City gets a 0-0 draw. On the road. I think they're unbeaten now in their last 4 games, 3 of those on the road. So Orlando City playing better. You like to get the win, but hey, if you're on the road and can get a draw in Philly, that's a pretty good result for Orlando City.
Bulldog, the $1 million question: will you be available for the sports page tomorrow morning, post national championship game tonight?
Well, I will be up late tonight covering the national championship for the Orlando Sentinel, but I'll give you guys a call in the morning, yes.
Boy,
you kick ass.
All right. Mike the Bulldog Bianchi on the road covering the Gators ahead of the national championship game tonight. Host of Open Mic on AM 740 and FM 96.9 Game.
By the way, who you guys got tonight? Who you picking tonight?
My major pick's out because I had Duke. We got to go Gators, guys.
I rooting for the Gators. Wouldn't be surprised if Houston gets it done, though, man.
Not at all. What about you, Dog?
Oh, I'm going Gators all the way, baby.
Yeah, like Houston.
By the way, before I go, happy birthday to Merle Haggard today.
All right.
Lynch and Taco